prophethood. In brief, nubuwah or nubu'ah, prophethood, is conveyance of the Creator's risala message to the people. As mercy and without obligation, Allah sent human messengers to the humans and genies to give them glad tidings and warn them, and to show them what they need in the worldly and religious matters. Allah says to the creations on Judgment Day, that means the humans and jinn, يا معشر الجن والإنس ألم يأتكم رسل. O ye assemblage of genies and humans, did there not come to you messengers? Sending them is very important and wise, because they know the way to success in this life and in the hereafter. Had Allah not sent any messenger, it would not be injustice. Ibn Furak narrates from Al-Ash'ari that prophethood is not related to the slave's acts of obedience or acquisition of good deeds. It is generosity and honor from Allah. He specifies with it whomever he willed of his creatures, as he said, يُؤْتِي الْحِكْمَةَ مَنْ يَشَاءُ. He gives the wisdom to whomever he wills. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud interpreted the wisdom, the hikmah, as the nubuwah, the prophethood, and the risalah, the messengership. Had Allah bestowed it upon his slave at puberty, or at the maturity of his intellect, without any previous worship, it would be valid. Likewise, it is not inherited, prophethood. As for the saying of Allah, وَوَرِثَ سُلَيْمَانُ دَاوُودَ, Solomon inherited from David. We just said prophethood is not inherited. Mufassir an-Nasafi said, قَالُوا أُوتِيَ النُّبُوَّةَ مِثْلَ أَبِيهِ. They said it means he was given prophethood like his father. فَكَأَنَّهُ وَرِثَهُ. So it is as if he inherited it. وَإِلَّا فَالنُّبُوَّةُ لَا تُورَثُ. However, prophethood is not inherited. Because he had brothers, Suleiman, and all brothers inherit. So if prophethood was inherited, and he inherited it because he was a son, then the other sons would have also inherited the prophethood. But also Suleiman, he inherited the kingdom. Therefore, it is possible that there be a prophet born of a blasphemer, as well as a blasphemous child of a prophet. In fact, many prophets were like that, as well as their sons. Ibn Furak also logged about Al-Ash'ari that he said, it is valid that Allah specify a prophet for every nation, or include all nations under the law of one prophet. The Hindus, the majority of Indian blasphemers, and among them are the Barahima, who are like the Majus, but also from India, deny prophethood, claiming that the dispatch of prophets is impossible and futile. The sending, they said, the sending of prophets is impossible, and futile. If the messenger came, they say, if the messenger came with what is necessitated by the mind, then by the mind we can do without him. And had he come with what is refused by the mind, he would be rejected. Because we agree, they say to us, we agree that the mind itself is evidence from Allah. And a prophet, according to you, they're saying to us, a prophet, according to you, is evidence from Allah. We agree that the mind is evidence from Allah. You Muslims claim that a prophet is evidence from Allah. But if a prophet comes with something that the mind already dictates, then we don't need that prophet because we already have our minds. And if he comes with something that is deemed impossible by the mind, then we would reject him. So then what would be the point of a prophet? They're saying our minds are sufficient. They said, if the messenger came with what is necessitated by the mind, then by the mind we can do without him. And had he come with what is refused by the mind, he would be rejected. Because we agree that the mind itself is evidence from Allah, and evidence from him, meaning the mind and the prophet, does not conflict with each other. This is not befitting of the all-wise. They're basically saying sending a prophet is just intrinsically irrational. They claim that the people's minds are enough to know what makes one a winner. The people of truth said, you missed the third option, that the prophets come verifying what the mind is unable to verify independently. Allah says, وَيُعَلِّمُكُم مَّا لَمْ تَكُونُوا تَعْلَمُونَ, and teaching you what you were not knowing. That's what Muhammad does. He teaches you what you did not know. The message of the prophets is the embassy, the safara between God and his intelligent creatures. Intelligent creatures are humans, angels, and jinn. Also includes al-hurul ain and al-ghilmanul mukhalladun, the people of paradise. It removes their deficiency. The prophethood, the sending of a prophet removes their deficiency. What they cannot mentally confirm independently. This is because although the intellect is definitive about the mental necessity and mental impossibility, it is neutral about what is mentally possible. Because both or all possible matters are equal in the mental judgment, meaning by definition, one possibility is not more likely than another possibility. When something becomes more likely, then you call it probable. That's different from possible. One possibility is not more likely than another possibility, but if something is more likely, then it's probable. So the mind is neutral about what is mentally possible because both or all possible matters are equal in the mental judgment. And it could be that an unfavorable consequence is related to one of those possibilities. One of those possibilities that the mind alone is unable to confirm. Allah says, وَيَخْلُقُ مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. He creates what you do not know. And he says, وَبَدَا لَهُم مِّنَ اللَّهِ مَا لَمْ يَكُونُوا يَحْتَسِبُونَ. On Judgment Day, there appears to them of the torture of Allah what they were not anticipating. وَبَدَا لَهُم. There appears to them, there on Judgment Day, مِّنَ اللَّهِ. From Allah, مَا لَمْ يَكُونُوا يَحْتَسِبُونَ. That which they were not counting, they were not considering, they didn't anticipate it. That's the torture that they will experience. Therefore, there must be clarification from someone who has the knowledge about the consequences of matters, so that the individual would approach what is praiseworthy, approach what has a praiseworthy consequence, and avoid what has a disliked consequence. Muslims say that it is confirmed by the irrefutable proofs that the prophets existed and that they acquired the status of prophethood. Wa subhanallahi wa bihamdihi.